Now, our top story today. Los Angeles is on edge tonight as the city struggles to contain a wave of violence sparked by anti-immigration protests. Mayor Karen Bass has declared a local emergency and imposed a curfew in parts of downtown LA after nearly 24 businesses were looted. Now, Los Angeles police say mass arrests are underway after crowds defied an overnight curfew. Protests against immigration arrests gathered on First Street between Spring and Alameda, prompting a swift response from authorities. Meanwhile, Governor Gavin Newsom also addressed Californians earlier. Let's take a listen to what he said during the presser.
If you incite violence or destroy our communities, you're going to be held to account. That kind of criminal behavior will not be tolerated, full stop. Already more than 220 people have been arrested, and we're reviewing tapes to build additional cases, and people will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Again, thanks to our law enforcement officers and the majority of Angelenos who protested peacefully, the situation was winding down and was concentrated in just a few square blocks downtown. But that's not what Donald Trump wanted. He again chose escalation. He chose more force. He chose theatrics over public. Donald Trump, without consulting California law enforcement leaders, commandeered 2,000 of our state's National Guard members to deploy on our streets, illegally and for no reason. This brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation, putting our people, our officers, and even our National Guard. Just yesterday, we filed a legal challenge to Donald Trump's reckless deployment of American troops to a major American city. Today, we sought an emergency court order to stop the use of the American military to engage in law enforcement activities across Los Angeles. If some of us could be snatched off the streets without a warrant, based only on suspicion or skin color, then...
US President Trump has a different thought process. Let's also take a listen in to what he said.
Will be met with the protest. Oh, the military will be very heavy for us. I'm very proud to tell you that. They might as well turn around. They're wasting their time. Some of them will end up in jail for a long period of time. Engagement, I just want to see peace. If there's peace, we get out. If there's even a chance of no peace, we stay there until there's peace. And a lot of people are being arrested. The rioters, or whatever you want to call them, they better know a lot of people are being arrested. They're going to be in jail for a long time. Thank you very much.
In just 24 hours, Los Angeles police have arrested 197 people as the city struggles to restore order. Protests continue as there seems to be no end to the unrest. Taking after Los Angeles, Texas is now sending in the National Guard to maintain order amid growing unrest as well. Governor Greg Abbott says the troops will back law enforcement across the state as protests against immigration arrests escalate nationwide. Let's now leave the US and move over to Europe, where Russia's foreign ministry has warned that the lack of response from the United States and Britain to recent Ukrainian attacks could escalate tensions between the nuclear powers, according to a Russian news agency. Meanwhile, Russian officials have also stated that its nuclear deterrent capability did not suffer significant damage due to Ukrainian attacks on military airfields and called the consequences of the attack greatly exaggerated. This comes after Russian strikes on Ukraine's northeastern city of Kharkiv have killed 2 people and wounded 54, including 8 children, according to the state emergency service. 17 strikes were carried out in 2 districts of the city and sparked fires in 15 units of a 5-story apartment building, alongside other damage, as per Kharkiv Mayor Igor Terekov. The attack came after Russia's 2 biggest assaults of the war on Ukraine this week as part of intensified bombardments that Moscow said were retaliatory measures for Kiev's recent attacks in Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, in his evening address, condemned the Russian strikes and called for stronger sanctions on Moscow and lower Russia oil price cap. Here's what he said.
Треба максимально обмежувати російський танкерний флот, їхні технологічні можливості видобутку і переробки, а також робити все, щоб ціна російської нафти була нижче, ніж вони можуть витримати. Кожен з партнерів знає, який прайс-кеп потрібен. $30, не вище.
Meanwhile, according to Russian state media, an Il-76MD aircraft carrying the second group of Russian servicemen freed from Ukrainian captivity has landed in the Moscow region. The servicemen were returned to Russia as part of an exchange agreement reached in Istanbul. In return, an equal number of Ukrainian servicemen were handed over to Kyiv. Now we go over to the Middle East, where Israeli Minister Itamar Ben